to all of you. With the blessings of Ayya and Amma and with my limited knowledge, I am here going to share small information what I know about the musical instruments in South Indian temples. So we all know music and dance are the integral part of temple rituals and temple festivals. Music, it takes a higher portion in temple rituals and festivals. Music and divinity cannot be separated. Wherever there is divinity, there is music, and wherever there is music, there is divinity. All the composers have worshipped the Lord Bhagavan in the form of music, nada, the divine sound present everywhere. Saint Tyagaraja, the great composer, he worshipped his Ishtadevata in the form of nada in many kritis, mostly all of his kritis. One kriti he says, Nadam Tanum Anisam. That is, the Lord Shiva is wearing nada as his shirt, as his costume. And another composer, Mayura Viswanatha Shastri, he worships Lord Subramanya in the form of nada. He says, Nada Prastaramam Niye. You are the divine sound present everywhere. Prastarama irkani. And he is worshipping Lord Subramanya. So the Pancharatra Agama gives the detailed information about the instruments, musical instruments. They were played in Indian temples, South Indian temples. Apart from that, this Pancharatra Agama has all the information about our lifestyle, how to do pradakshina, how to do namaskara, where to do namaskara. Apart from these musical instruments, so every musical instrument in South Indian temple has its own significance. So, but now only few instruments are available in our Indian temples. It is said 38 musical instruments were played in Srirangam temple, and 72 instruments were played in the Kandasamy temple in Cheyyur, which is very near to Chennai, and also in Sarangapani temple in Kumbakonam. So now I am giving slides, each and every one of instrument. These instruments are available even now. So Nadaswaram and Taval find the topmost place in temples. From morning till end, in daily routine, the Nadaswaram and Taval instrument is played apart from the festivals and other activities. As you know, Nadaswaram is the double reed instrument. Its counterpart in the North India is Shanai, and I can say the American bassoon and oboe are similar instruments, but oboe is the Nadaswaram with keys. That's it. So I will go in detail later about Taval and Nadaswaram. After Taval and Nadaswaram, we have Udal. This is known as Udal, and in Telugu Sannadolu, that is small tavi. The name of instrument in Tamil. This picture is from Chidambaram temple and this picture is from Tirupati temple. So for Vaishnava tradition, Srirangam Tirupati are the authority and for Shaivite Chidambaram temple is the authority. So the role of the Vadali is while they were bringing the prasadam from the Madapalli, this instrument has to be played. And also when the holy Tirtham is brought from the river for making Abhishekam, Vadal has to be played. And also there is another thing in the daily rituals of Indian temple, Ashtabali. They give Bali to 8 Dikpalagas. For that, Nadaswaram, Tavil and Udal is also played. When Nadaswaram and Tavil is not available in that time, this Udal takes full place. With the Udal, they give Bali to 8 Dikpalagas. So after that, we have Mukhavina. This is known as Mahavina. This smallest miniature of Nadaswaram. In Tirupati temple, for Sayanotsavam, that is when the deity is taken to the sleeping place and when the deity is made to sleep, this Mukhavina is played. And you are not supposed to play all the ragas during that time. Only Nilampari, Hussaini, Ananda Bhairavi, Mukari, 4 ragas are played, and Neelambari is the prime raga when the Lord is taken to the sleeping place. This is all information about Mukhavina. Next is Tiruchannam. So this is the brass instrument. This is usually played in pair, not in single. This instrument is played when the prasadam is brought from the Madapalli along with the Vadal. And also, this instrument is known for to give Echarika. Echarika means when the prasadam is brought from the Madapalli, we have to give the room. So nobody should touch the prasadam. And also when the chief priest of the temple is entering into the sanctum, nobody should touch the chief priest. And when the Pitadipati or Matadipati, they are coming, nobody is supposed to touch the priest. At that time, this Tiruchannam is played. It is it's kind of Echarika. It's a kind of what you call to announce the people, please move. Someone is coming. Something divine thing is coming. That is the information about Tiruchannam. Next one is Veena, Vyal. You know more about Veena and Vyal. So it is in Srirangam temple for Sayanotsavam only Veena is played, not Mukhavina. For Sayanotsavam in the night and also to wake up the god for Vishwarupa Darshanam in the morning, Veena is played. And also during the Brahmotsavam, the last day they conduct Sattavarna Seva. That is, they will take the deity around the temple for 7 times. For 1 round, Veena is played. So that is the role of Veena in temple. Next is Maddalam. So this is Mridangam is the latest name. Maddalam was the original name. It is also played during the Brahmotsavam at a few occasions. And then the flute. Next one is flute. So flute is also played during the Sattavarna Seva, during the last day of Brahmotsavam, flute or kudal. So that Seva is called Mauri Seva. So when the deity is taken around the temple, only flute is played, and that particular seva is called Mauri seva. And then the next one is Talam or Jalra. So this is the accompaniment of Nadaswaram. The combination of Nadaswaram, Tadil and Jalra, the troupe is called Melam. Melam troupe. This is small information. Next one is Semangalam or Sekandi. Sekandi. This is made up of Panchalokam. This instrument is played mostly during the Karpura Harti and also, I don't know whether during the last journey also.
Yeah.
this
okay, you can say that.
This instrument is played. There is small information from this. Then conch. Next one is conch. This is the very old instrument. It is older than Nadaswaram Tabal. This shell instrument is played during the beginning of the ritual and during the end of the ritual. So we know, as far as I know, only our temple is playing conch in the entire America. Yeah, I have seen mostly all big temples, and we have performed during the promotions, annual festivals, our temple is for going Shankar. Only our temple is rightly at right occasion at right place on the previous festival. Yeah. So this is Maskombu. This is again, this is a brass instrument. This instrument is played in village temples. Grama Devatai in Sumbo. So the Grama Devatai அவங்களோட அந்த உற்சவங்களில் இந்த கொம்பு ப்ளே பண்ணுறது. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் இஸ் பறை. பறை. So this one side instrument, it is played for few deities like Bhairava, and this instrument is also played in the kingdom to give the public some information, like tax collection, something like that. For that purpose also, the king was used mainly in the temple for Bhairava Puja, few other pujas, this instrument is played. And next one is Murasu Devi. This instrument has three names: Murasu, Nagara, Devi. See, this instrument has a very important role during the Brahmotsava. Once the Beri is struck, nobody is leave the town, the surroundings, till the Brahmotsava is end. And in olden days, kings they are also used to for war, to inform you about the war, something like that. The next one is Udikai. Udikai. This instrument is played mostly in Shiva temples. That's it. And the next one is Timila. So this instrument is used in Kerala temples and not in Tamil Nadu. Next one is Muravan. Edaka. This is also like the previous one, also used in Kerala temples. In Kuthu, their program, like a Harikatha program, they have Kuthu program. In Kuthu program, they use this instrument. Achari Kuthu, like. And the last one is Muravan. This instrument is also in Kerala. You can see the Malayalam words. This is mainly to inform the time to the public. In those days, they don't have watch. To inform the time they were using. So you have seen some 18 instruments. In the 18 instruments, only few instruments are musical. The other instruments are, they have vital role in purification effect and to give the divine ambience. They are very important in those things. Now, I want to give you some more information about Nadaswaram. So, Nadaswaram Tamil is a very ancient instrument. It is very difficult to say when the instrument came. In Silappadigaram, that is in 3rd century, Silappadigaram mentions this instrument as Peru Vangiyam. Peru means big, Vangiyam means same Nadaswaram type instrument was there. So Silappadigaram, Ilangavadigal mentions this instrument as Peru Vangiyam, and also in Kambaramayana, Kambar mentioned Nadaswaram as Yedil. Yedil means 7 holes. There was an instrument, wind instruments during the period of Kambar with 7 holes like Nadaswaram. He mentioned the instrument as Yedil. So a very ancient instrument. So the instrument has a very divine nature. So this bottom circle is referred to Surya, and the upper hole is referred to Shakti, and this hole is referred to Lord Vishnu, the main hole from the top to bottom. This hole is referred to Lord Vishnu. The body of Nadaswaram is referred to Lord Brahma, and the 7 holes are 7 mothers. These 7 mothers are Brahmani, Vaishnavi, Maheshwari, Indrani, Kaumari, Varahi, Chamunda. These 7 holes are referred to 7 mothers. The music emerging from Nadaswaram is referred to Shiva, Lord Shiva. So such a divine Nadaswaram is also called, we used to say very often, Rajavadyam, Mangalavadyam, auspicious instrument. It is auspicious instrument. So the role of Nadaswaram in temple is, the temples are opened very early in the morning, around 5 or 6 o'clock. At that time, to wake up the deity in the temple, ragas like Bauli, Gopalam, Malayamartham are played. During the morning puja, that is around 8 o'clock, ragas like Danyasi, Dilagari, Saveri, Asaveri, these ragas are played. And during the afternoon puja, around 12 o'clock, ragas like Surati, Manirangu, Kedaragavada, these ragas are played. During evening puja, that is night puja, Shankara, Varnam, Bhairavi, Kamboji, Kalyani are played. When the deity is taken to the sleeping place, Palliyare, so the raga Neelambari is played. And this is the daily routine. The important another routine is Bali. So 2 times the priest will offer Bali to 8 Dikpalagas. When the Bali is offered in the east to the Indra, Mugari Ragam is played. In the southeast, for Agni, Gaula Raga is played. In south, for Yama, Nadanamkriya Raga is played. In southwest, for Nairuti, Todi Ragam is played. In west, for Varuna, Megharanjan is played. In northwest, for Vayu, Malahari is played. In north, for Kubera, Raga Bhairavi is played. Northeast, for Ishana, Raga Vasanta is played. Apart from these 8 Dikpalagas, there are 2 more directions. Akasha, Brahma. For Akasham, Shankarabharanam is played. For Bhumi, Earth, Vishnu, Devaganda is played. So these ragams may vary from region to region, temple to temple. I have taken, this is the tradition in Vaishnavic temple. So it may be, small changes may be there in Shiva temple, like that. This is we call this as Ashtabadi. So this is the daily routine. Apart from this, there are so many rituals, so many festivals like Teppotsavam, Tiruvizha, and Yagyam, Yagam, so many are there. But depending upon the nature of the event, there are compositions, ragams, talams. Mostly used tala is Kandachapu, because Kandachapu is 5. 5 is to invoke the Panchaputas. They use Kandachapu in temples mostly, Kandachapu and Ekatala. Eka means one. Everything is one. So Ekatala and Kandachapu are played. This is the brief introduction about the instruments, and I went a little deep because it's my subject. I went a little deep about Nadaswaram. Yeah, that's it.
So when you're giving the bali, as you're moving around, you'll change the raga?
Yeah. Can you?
Yeah.
They start the belly at Indra. So the Nadaswaram prayer will start Bukhari and keep moving on here. As soon as they are nearing Agni, they will stop. The priest will chant mantra. After that, he will begin Gavla. So Gavla will continue here. So before reaching Amma, he will stop Gavla. Priest will chant the mantra and also thala for that. Each and every night has thala also. Like Vepan and the Vahanam, thala, raga is also there. So priest will chant mantra, the particular thala. After chanting the mantra, Nadaswaram player will play Nadanam. Just only raga.
This is only for bali.
Only for bali.
Now parikramam, we wouldn't do this.
Before parikrama, they do bali.
Okay.
Without bali, parikrama won't start.
But here we do it in the middle, right? We do it when we come to the Ganapati. Yeah. We do it when we come to it, right?
It differs from temple to temple. Temple to temple.
Okay. Okay. But the one by Ganapati is, you're not talking about that bali. You're talking about at the end. Okay.
This bali is for the entire temple. Entire temple.
Entire, right. Right. Around.
Outside the temple. This is the entrance of the temple. The priest bring the bali prasadam from the Madapalli. He stands here and he starts from outside. Here Rajagopuram. Rajagopuram munnadi oru bali peedam. Anta bali peedam வந்து ஸ்டார்ட். So இங்க வந்து கடைசியில வந்து ஆகாசத்துக்கும் பூமிக்கும் பலி கொடுத்தது. After that parikrama will start. Parikrama, whatever.
So for tonight for parikrama, because it's Ganapati, will you change the pieces that you pick because the murti going out is the deity going out is Ganapati?
Mostly I'm Ganapati and his brother Subramanya. See, for Ganapati and Anjaneya, bhajans are more than kritis. The kritis are more on Devi and Vishnu and Shiva because the three deities are Sangeeta Priyas. So, for your information, for Hanuman வந்து அவர் மேல பாண்ட பிடிக்காதான், ராமர் மேல பாண்டதான் அவர் பிடிக்கும். So like this. So we don't have much more kritis on Ganapati, and Ganapati is it's a beginning kriti, like Gajavatana,
Right.
Sri Maha Ganapati.
Right.
It's only a beginning.
Just a beginning. And then you
Yeah.
continue.
With Shiva, Subramanya, Devi. So tomorrow our focus will be on Devi because we have thousands of
repertoire for that, yeah.
thousands of kritis on Devi.
It'll be interesting to listen for that, right?
Devi Samakana Priya.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
திருவாரூர்ல வந்து அந்த சுத்த மத்தளம் அந்த ஸ்பெஷல்
It's a variety of Matalam. Variety of Matalam. Variety of Matalam. And Tirvaru temple, instead of Mugavinai, they are using stone Nadaswaram for Ardharatri Puja, the sign of Sattva. So I already told you, the tradition and the formals may change from temple to temple, the region. So each and every temple has its own bylaws. So you cannot change the bylaw. For example, in Srirangam temple, you are not supposed to conduct any musical concert inside the temple, except Nadaswaram and Tanil is allowed. Tabul and other related instruments are allowed. Otherwise, in Tirumala also, no musical concert and Harikatha, nothing is allowed inside the temple. Only Nadaswaram, Tabul, like other instruments.
So when they do Nada Veerajanam and all, it's like
It's outside. It's outside. They will play some stage outside, and they will conduct another. The outside, you can do anything. Temple bylaws are very rejected, and nobody allow change. Thank you, Charma, for this great opportunity.
Oh my God, what an amazing.
It's a great honor.
You're the first person to kick off the Let Them series in the library.
Thank you.
So we are really honored and so grateful for your presence here today.
It's
And
highest blessings from my end now. It's a kind of ebony. Ebony. Ebony, actual maroon, acha maroon சொல்றாங்க. Ebony means கருங்காலி, but it's not கருங்காலி. ஆச்சா மரம் வந்து அந்த கருங்காலியோட ஃபேமிலி. ஸோ அந்த ஆச்சா மரத்தோட ஸ்பெஷாலிட்டி என்னன்னாக்க இட்ஸ் வெரி ஸ்ட்ராங். வாலி வதம் பண்ணும்போது ராமர் என்ன பண்ணாருனாக்க ராமரோட வில் வந்து இட்ஸ் மோர் பவர்ஃபுல் அண்ட் இட் கேன் காஸ் huge damage if it leaves it from bow. அதனால அவர் என்ன பண்ணாருனாக்க அந்த வாலி வதம் பண்ற இடத்துல ஒரு 7 ஆச்சா மரம் இருக்கலாம். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆச்சா மரம் வழியா வந்த அந்த இன்டென்சிட்டியை வந்து ரெடியூஸ் பண்ணி அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் வாலியை வதம் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆச்சா. ஆமாம் ஆமாம் 7 அந்த 7 தான் சப்தஸ்வரங்கள் ஆச்சுன்னு சொல்லி கூட தெரிசிய சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ அவ்வளோ ஸ்ட்ராங் ஆச்சா மரம். அந்த ஆச்சா மரம் இஸ் அவைலபிள் ஈவன் நவ். இட்ஸ் வெரி ஏன்ஷியன்ட் வுட்.
You use nanal for the...
Nanal. For reed, we use
What is
nanal.
nanal?
Nanal is you might have seen the East River Road, highest town. They will cut the bottom stem of that grass and they will do this.
they dry it and then make
They will make it. And the nanal, which is grown in Kaveri river bed is more fertile and more musical.
Really?
Yeah.
Kaveri River.
Kaveri.
But isn't that like, it's already dry, right? Kaveri.
No, river bed is plenty of.
Nanal is not dry yet.
Kaveri is not.
Okay. I thought when we went last time. Okay.
You can see the nanal.
So that reed is even more, the quality of that.
Quality, it's more
quality.
musical. More musical.
And for Tamil they use
Palamaram. The skin used was one side தொப்பியில் யூஸ் பண்ணது வந்து goat, ஆட்டு தோல், and this side is cows.
And how do they get that? Is it that they wait till the animal has passed naturally, or
No, they will kill. They will do some parigara.
Yeah.
They will kill. It is allowed. Like Bali, Grama Devadegala Bali. It's allowed.
I'm amazed that something like that is allowed into the main, temple. That's what I'm just wondering how that, where's the differentiation, and I mean just practical.
That's right.
Right. That's true. Just because it's been around for so long. I'm just wondering how, if there's documentation on that, is there scripture written on that? It's very interesting.
Very
Maybe we should have some of these instruments.
Start பண்ணும்போது பேரிகை வந்து leave the பேரிகை. அந்த பேரி மீட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் no one is supposed to leave that place, that கிராமம், that town. ஆமா, குடியேறணும்.
That's amazing. And nowadays it's kind of a fad, just recently actually, of the vibrational effects of music, the healing properties of music. It's like as if it's a new thing, it's coming back. But you're talking about it, as you were talking about it, I was thinking, they think it's a new thing, but we have known this for millennia,
There is a Vadya Seva, Sarva Vadya Seva. In those days, 4 hours. Over on the temple and over Vadya, 4 hours.
They present 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes, 10 minutes.
And it takes 4
total
hours?
duration was 4 hours. That Seva was known as Sarva Vadya Seva.
We should do that at least once a year. Why not? We should.
Whatever we have.
Yeah, why not? Jam session.
Yeah, it will be at the temple in Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
Tamil Nadu is Ippadama. Earlier it was South India. South India, Tirupati and everything was. After the independence, they created the states. Tamil Nadu, southern part of India. That's it.
During the Bali Vadya, now also they are following that.
Yeah, sure. Bali is very important.
That's the thing that goes taka 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 taka. They put it somewhere up by the then this going taka 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 taka. Is that that round thing that I play for is that called Parai? Parai? Is that what we have there?
We don't have
We don't have. That's not a Parai. That circle.
Somakal.
Oh, okay. So Parai is a skinned instrument.
Like a Tamil, but it is different.
Oh, okay.
Gramathila they are using very pitch. அந்த காலத்தில் அந்த நாதஸ்வரம் வித்வான்கள் கூட சொல்லுவாங்க, ரொம்ப மழை பெய்ஞ்சதுனாக்கா அந்த தவில் வந்து இதாகிடும், அந்த தோல் வந்து நமக்கு இதாகி சுத்தி குறைஞ்சிடும். அதான் இந்த தமிழ்காரரை பார்த்து போய் கொஞ்சம் வைக்கல போட்டுட்டு அதை சூடு பண்ணிட்டோம் சூடு பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி.
How do they do that? Actual flame?
Yeah.
Actual flame.
Really?
They won't put it in the flame. Show. To get the heat.
To get the heat.
Yes.
It gets to.
Carry people to come here.
So வைக்கல் வந்து you can flame it very easy.
Okay.
Fried வைக்கல்.
Okay. He used to charge that. That's amazing. Straight
Energy.
Yeah. Thank you so much for kickstarting. We want this library to resonate with all of that knowledge and music and dance, and this whole temple should be vibrating like that. So please bless this place for that. But you are you are representing generations of this, and that is what we are namaskar to, and thank you so much for being here and agreeing to do this. And just a small token, this is our new temple t-shirt. So please wear it. Enthusiasm.
You can start it right there.
You can. You can stay with the Temple Society.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Sri Lanka. Wow.
He's a pure vegetarian.
Wow. Yeah. We are so lucky to have. I don't think most of the crowd here realizes just how amazing it is for us to hear you play, and Bhavana play, and we are just so grateful that you come every year. We are so blessed. Because honestly,
grace and baby's blessings.
We have no clue really, and I'm hoping that slowly with the library, I mean temple is doing its part 100%,
Right.
but we maybe we can add to that and make it bigger so the reach is bigger. People get to see and appreciate. And we are working on it every day, I guess.
From which corner of the world, whichever corner of the world, it should be.
That is the goal. That is the goal. I have asked Anna to suggest some
donate
books.
2 books. One Panchamar, Karnamurtha Sagaram. That book was written by Abraham Pandya. It has a lot of information. இது மாதிரி 10 மடங்கு வாங்கி நெக்ஸ்ட் இயர் நானே என்ன படிக்கிறேன்.
Yeah, I was talking to him how we want
The shelf ready.
the shelf is ready. We have it all ready for you.
Like an encyclopedia.
Exactly. As I said, the Pancharatram வந்து the full version வந்து it is not available. எல்லாம் போர்ஷனாக தான் இருக்குது. அந்த பாஞ்சராத்திரத்தில் இல்லாத விஷயமே கிடையாது. கோவில் டெய்லி ரொட்டீன் எப்படி ப்ரஷ் பண்ணுங்கிறது கூட அதில் இருக்குது.
two Anam.
Anam.
This one the Vaishnava church, and this one Kalkara.
That's from the Shaivan tradition? Oh no, from the Vaishnava tradition. Okay.
How to walk, how to dress, how to do namaskar, how to eat, how to behave.
Oh my God. Amazing.
Yeah, that mistakes in that
It's just, what a fantastic start. What a fantastic start. Thank you so much. Yeah. And we'll be listening to you.
Interest going to both in India and other places.
No, this is why things like this is really important. And the work we do afterwards, like we've made sure that it has been recorded, and we need to do our part to get it out and get youngsters interested so that it can continue. It should not die. You know, it is like I said, interest is going down, but we can turn it around.
That is why people like Balamurugan and Nagantara are important for the youth in Sri Lanka. Other places. Sri Lanka has disappeared to a certain point. They are working on Sri Lanka.
Right.
They are also unified after
Right.
Attention span ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கு. Attention span is very
attention span is quite
தமிழ்நாட்டில் it is better. ஐயா சொன்ன மாதிரி ஸ்ரீலங்கா வஸ்தாதம் ஒரே ஒரு கீர்த்தனை தான் வாசிக்கிட்டு அப்புறம் வந்து எல்லாமே சினிமா பாட்டு எல்லாம் லேட்டஸ்ட் ரிலீஸ் ஆகாத பாட்டெல்லாம் வாசிக்கிறேன்.
See, like even
படமே ரிலீஸ் ஆகணும் அந்த பாட்டெல்லாம் வாசிக்கிறேன்.
See, even today's event, we don't see any goodies here. It's really important. Like, I can just speak from personal experience. If Aya hadn't exposed me to that, I wouldn't know anything. Especially growing up in these parts of the world, you know, this part of the world, and the way society is evolving everywhere. We need to have, so on our end, for the next events that will come up, this is something that I know I'm going to keep in mind, and I'm going to make sure that we have younger people who are there who will hear they say this is coming. You know what I mean? Others, how will they know? They will not get that exposure. So we need to do our part. Yeah. Scan it and keep it. So I think this is just a stepping first step. We need to do more. Every time you come, let's do something. A little bit more. I think we will. And then we'll think of this. Like we should have a good range of. We'll work on it. I was thinking that we'll get it.
This is only a start.
Right. I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you so much.
நிறைய questions அப்புறமா கேக்குறேன்.
Well, he has to play now.
நீங்க கிளம்பணும் நான் அவங்கள அப்புறமா கேக்குறேன்.
Yeah.
Next week இப்போ ஐயா
Well, the open house is till 6, yes, technically. Because
he needs to get ready for his next program.
Yeah, we can't interfere with the temple thing.
Sure.
Okay.
We have the good fortune of having you giving us.
I know. Thanks.
No, I'm so. This is my concert, so I'm so proud how we can say that.
That's very true.
Thank you.
Go on in. என்ன இப்படி வந்துட்டு போற? Go on. So this is the library. Okay. We have 95 categories.
How many books?
About 30,000 books and growing. 30,000, yeah.
That's only a very estimate.
Rough estimate.
Very rough estimate. It's probably more, actually.
Yeah.
32,000.
Yeah, and we have nearly 10,000 ebooks that we don't even know what we have. We have to get to that. Yeah, so we're right now in the very first phase. We have a 6-phase plan for the library. The 6th phase it will be the entire collection digitized so that it's accessible globally. So we're still on phase 1. And you can see some of the work that we've been doing. You have these checklists here. If you look closely, each of the checklists have bands of color. And we're only in the first band, if you notice. And that first band includes a barcode on the back, a tape over the barcode in the inside title page with the tape, the stamp, the library stamp, and a security strip. To do all of that, it has taken us 8 months, roughly, to get to 9,000 books. We still have to go to 30,000. That's just band 1, that color, that first color.
So like this, you'll have this, we'll have one.
Yeah.
Only the green on this side. Only the
There's a
green
number
one.
here.
No. Oh, so I come to
Yeah.
the green. I'll tell you what that is. Good question.
And the strip will be here, so it's magnetic, so you can't.
Welcome.
You
Please
can't-
look around.
Yeah.
Please look around, yes. So just to give you some perspective, by the time we finish the checklist per book, it takes 27 minutes to input. 27 minutes. I've timed myself because you have to scan the cover. Because if you look at first of all, a lot of our books are rare. A lot of them are out of print. They don't have ISBN numbers.
So they won't automatically pull from any
They won't
database.
pull. Yeah. So there's only literally maybe 3% of the books that we have that have an ISBN number that will pull. Okay? We have to input everything manually, and it's taking us 27 minutes to do everything.
When
So-
we first did it, I did it first and I'm like, I am too slow, so I would have been like 25 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It took me. And then everyone did it. I'm like, yeah, it took us also that much, okay? So
Yeah, and you know the scanning, the cover. So if you
It's
can
a
just
involved
pull
process.
any one of those on that are the brown cover. Yeah. See now, if you look at that, how do you put that cover on? Scan it. Oh, that's not a cover. But the cover is actually inside. So we have to open it, scan it, upload it, crop it. See what I'm saying?
And then when people come here and they look at this, it's a little bit, throws them off a little bit.
Yeah.
So we have to kind of like,
So-
these books were donated to us from Syracuse Library. So
Yes.
many of the books that are from Syracuse Library are like
And
this.
hold on to that. To give you some perspective, just the barcode that is on the back, the barcode, the tape, the book tape you can see over here are supplies, the book tape, the barcodes are actually over there. All of these things cost quite a bit of money. One of the most expensive is the security strip. The security strip goes in each book, okay? And that's what usually beeps when you go into, you leave a thing. We don't have this, we have a security
Don't
gate
set
that
up
was
any-
donated to us from Nazareth University, which is a local one. We just don't have the space to set it up. But we're thinking ahead, so we're still putting the security strips in because eventually we're supposed to get a building that'll be right next to the temple. It's a new building, it'll be 4 times the size of this space, and we're supposed to have these security strips. So we're doing that ahead. Now, each book, now remember, we have 30,000 books, roughly, okay? Each security strip, I just purchased these, they come in a box of 1,000. They come and you can buy bulk 5,000 worth, 5 boxes, and it cost us $940. So it's not just the time that we have to put, that we're investing, but it's also lots of money that we're investing to preserve the collection that we have.
Besides, we'll be getting more books and we have to kind of like,
And then we also have to acquire books. So how do we curate and acquire our curate our collection and acquire books accordingly? That also costs money. So we have not just been learning on the fly how to be pseudo librarians, but we're also learning how to write grants, how to network and find resources like books that maybe other libraries perhaps are donating or trying to get. Because we're not that big yet, but we will be. And the idea is to be that big so that we are the preeminent resource for anybody who has any question on Indic studies. Come here. Sri Vidya SGM Memorial Library. So the library is named after Sriji's Amma, Nyanaporni Amma. She was instrumental in helping Ayya write edit, I should say, History Chakra Puja book. So this was her work. The original book was a red book, which we do not have on here. It was here, it kind of walked away, somebody told me. These are all her books. She worked on all of these. But, so we have a collection of her things. She was invaluable in setting the track for, we didn't know how to do Mullers. Mullers I had been doing for a very long time, but in a very different way. But then having pujas within the Muller, those kind of resources really came after Jnanabhoomi. She just set the bar for that because she was well versed in Tamil as well as Sanskrit. So she hand wrote. I saw her myself handwriting, doing corrections for these books. So that's where we get the name Jnanabhoomi Padmanath Library. And if you see the logo, it's a nod to their ancestry, because if you notice, it's a book, it's a peacock, but it's a book, right? And the peacock is the nod to her, her ancestors. Her grandfather is solely responsible for pulling Tirupugal out of extinction. He went he compiled them. He went by foot to these little gramams and wrote, the Tirupugals that were dying, that were going out of fashion, etc.
So your sister?
So the logo is part of, we have, incorporated that with Amma in mind. What else can I tell you? Oh, so the colors. You might notice there are colors you're looking at. What are these colors? Okay, if you look up where the wall meets the ceiling, you will see the directional deities. The directional deities plus their consorts, okay? So we have, you can see they're in different colors. These colors, when we research them, happen to be the consensus. There are very many different colors, but most of them have these colors for these directions. So in order to find your book in this library, and you look it up, the call number will also incorporate which direction. So you have to know the direction. So you're learning while you're even looking for a book, and that was the idea. So we also had the thought to do Antardasaram and Bahirdasaram, on the shelf itself, inside and outside kind of thing. But it didn't work. After some forethought, once we move the collection, it might change. If the book changes to another side, then we're in trouble. So we took that part out, but that was there. And then if you stand here, right here in this spot, and you look at the entire library like this, come and see.
Yeah.
This is what is. This is very special. This is the yoni, the mother's womb. The idea was that you sit here in the middle of this womb and you just marinate in all of this tradition, the knowledge that is sitting in these books, so that you just absorb all of that. So having that visual also sets the tone. As soon as you walk in, you're walking into the yoni, which is our representation of what you see over there.
This is a very beautiful space, especially for yoni. We can do this as a study circle.
That's the idea. As soon as we've been holding off because we really need to get the collection online. We're trying to do it fast. The goal is by the time we get 70% of the collection catalog, then we can open it for these things. The problem is if anyone takes it, and don't get me wrong, we want people to touch the books and take it. But when we're working on it right now, it cannot move from category to category. So this is where we're like, can you just please not use it for a little bit, And we have been holding off and they have honored that. We're just really pushing for another year, and we should be able to get to that 70%. So it's getting there. We're working here every day, actually. So,
Even once it gets open, whether taking it out, but at least using the space, learning space, would be fantastic.
It is fantastic, and it really does do a lot when you sit here. Vidya and I can attest to how magical the space is.
Yeah, it's always spent way too much time here. Hundreds of hours.
We want the space to be a creative, a hub for curiosity. People should come here curious and wanting to learn and find things. And they can be across the globe and still be able to access us. That's our goal. That's where we'll get there. But it'll take a little bit of time.
See, that's the thing. Even today I see it in Arya, the spark for learning. But he cannot sit still. He's pulling books one after the other. The thirst that he has, that's something we all can learn. At least, he has learned so much. He knows so much.
Yeah.
But that curiosity is what we all can learn from.
So
I think.
I
What
can
do you
say,
say?
so I think I think including Vidya, all of you who are in this room right now really don't know the beginnings. You weren't there. I can tell you, I have seen Aya at any given time have 7 to 9 books he's reading simultaneously. Anywhere he sat, there was a book he was already reading and learning. And the temple that you see now is 100% a result of these books right here. These 2 shelves. I have seen Aya pour over every one of these books. He has studied them, he has researched, he has implemented, he has created new content every single festival, every single year. When Aya was doing pujas, nothing was ever repeated. Go back and look at the tapes. Not one festival was ever recreated the same way. We have done 3 Matangi Homams, 3 Barahi Homams, everything same exact. Nothing different. Aya did it. Oh, there's always something different. You had to learn. Because we are helping him set up and we are learning as a the reason why he created new content, how he was able to create that kind of content is right here.
So
Mainly,
give us a good understanding of the whys, which is why we kind of get confused, especially even as we perform now. We think it's a mistake or something that we don't realize it, like okay, this is how the sequence is done, but it's an internal realization also, right? But it has come through a lot of learning, lot of knowledge, and so
yes,
what it is.
And he,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. And that temple would not be here without Aya having read so many of these books. And this is what spurs me on and why I took this project on, is because it's not for us anymore. Our time is done. This library is really for like 5 generations from now. Will there be an Aya there? We don't know. Will there be a Guruji? We don't know. But we got to make sure that these books are there so that they can be sources. So that is our goal. That is the goal. Because yes, we are all slogging away. You're all slogging away. You come from very far. You do all that kind of stuff. You'd only be able to do that if the temple was there. You're all very new. This is 50 years in the making. From the time I was born, this is what I've seen Aya do. Even today, even now, you go see where he's sitting, there'll be full of books, papers, constant. And this is not the only library. He has his own personal collection of like 4,000 books. Yeah, treasure, okay? Like the ones he values are there.
I think he values these too, but he has
Correct.
Some more things.
The ones he's like, ooh, this is okay. You know, like for example, these books. There's at multiple copies in different locations, just in case something strikes him. Be like, oh, how did they do? You see what I'm saying? So you have to know how to create content. I mean, that's a very modern term, content creator. Okay, but can you string a puja together? Do you know how to do that? I haven't seen it. I've not seen it. And stringing a puja together is very much like choreography, dance choreography. It has to make sense. You
like
can't
coding.
just pull like this.
It's like software engineering coding, you have these
has to
objects
flow.
and you have to
Yeah.
make.
So for that
Modules.
reason, that's what inspires me every day. I'm like, oh my God, we need to keep this going. Most people don't realize the value and importance of that. This is what it's we'll get it going. And to what you said, yes, this has to be used in the way, but not the way it used to be used. It was trashed before. They used to use this for classes. It's horrible. But now we have a system and process that we can use and maintain. And that has to be done, in the correct way.
And there's multiple languages too. It's not just Tamil, as sometimes people may think. It's because many people have already asked me, it's only Tamil. I said, no, Tamil, English, Sanskritam, Gujarati, Kannada, Telugu are here. All this. So many languages, same book will be in multiple languages. So
we have this is our specialty. This is our specialty collection in here.
Yeah, in here is the most.
This is the most valuable in this.
I mean,
valuable in the Sri Vidya sense. Okay.
But then into the temple.
That's the first of so many. Look. So we had a very fortunate the Chidananda Mandali. They have some erudite scholars and sadhakas in their lineage. There's a group of them that compile puja vidhanas. Anything you want. Tarpanams, homams, sahasranamams, anything, avrana pujas on a particular deity. And they compile everything in these phenomenal books like this. The best part is, so each color is a different deity, okay? The best part is, well, one of the things about them is that they do not share this information with anybody outside of their lineage. I happen to, and this is completely Devi's grace, I happen to see this collection, some of these, and I was like, oh yeah, we have to get this, And he's like, make some inquiries and find out. So I was like all over the place. Turns out, are you guys familiar with Man Blunder? The site Man Blunder?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sri Ravi sir was the one who created Man Blunder. He started this website. It's a phenomenal resource for anything like what I'm talking about. Any Sahasranamams, any mantras, any this, any that. They freely put it on that website, okay? They think that anybody who's curious, the Devi or the divinity is guiding them to that. So they don't say, oh, you have to have mantra diksha. Oh, yeah. They allow the universe to take care of that aspect of it. That's their philosophy, Man Blunder. So Ravi sir was getting up in age and he slowly started handing off the reins to one Krishna Vallabha Reddy. I happened to meet that gentleman via our Chennai connection, Ramesh Anand. He sent some books, okay? He sent actually these books. And he said, this is Saru's contact information. When you get back to Texas, send it to her. So he contacted me and I said, oh, okay. And I didn't know anything about it. He didn't know anything about me. We were just talking. And then I started asking him, I was going through this all, and of course, Sanskrit. I cannot read Sanskrit. But I'm transliterated the table of contents and I was like, oh, do you have this? Do you have this? I was asking him. So he was curious also. And then we somehow or another, I got to know I got to know here. I told him, I said, hey, Ayya's 18th birthday is coming up. Come. Why don't you come? And he came. He came late at night and he introduced himself and I was like, you gotta see the library. So, he's like, why is Ramesh Anna sending, And I said, come, I'll show you where the books are. And I showed him the space and his jaw dropped. He's like, how many temples in the world I've gone to? So many. I have not seen a single temple with a library like this. That big. Then only, just where this gentleman is standing, then only, he was standing right there, he says, you know that Man Blunder? I was like, yeah, and he goes, yeah, so I kind of like took it over, and I was like, what? Boom! And then he's like, anything you need, books you're looking for, just let me know, I will help. And I was like, really? And then I pulled up my phone, I was like, I had a list already, I'm like, do you see this book? Do you see this? I need to get hold of this. They can't. He's like, yeah, they won't share that. And I was like, so you know them? He goes, yeah, of course. And I was like, is any way you can help us get these? And he goes, done. No, it's continuous, Amma. They're not done. Whatever they have come up to, we have gotten.
But the thing is, this Sanskritam and Telugu and Kannada, Tamil is yet to come or whenever it
I'm not
comes,
really
it comes.
interested in Tamil. I asked already.
So when Sanskritam first came, remember we were sitting here, Aya came, we were reading one title at a time. I was reading for Aya.
It's just so the goal is to, of course, transliterate these and have them in the various languages. They are also, I know they keep this for their lineage. But there are some people like this Krishna Vellappa Reddy who have this, that it should be shared. So that's what, hopefully.
This is very nice.
It's a fantastic resource.
Looking forward to have it open for everyone.
Yeah, that's the one thing. A couple of people asked, do you guys have regular hours? We don't right now. We're trying to get the cataloging to a certain amount, like more than half done so that we can have more regular hours. We also need the time. That's the other thing. It's completely volunteer.
We're all
right?
volunteers. So already we're spending a lot of time cleaning it up. But we want to open it more in the weekends. Mostly it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
That way we can also be here and it'll be more useful for people coming as well because that's when there's more attendance here.
Yeah.
But we're not sure yet. But it'll mostly be Friday. Saturday.
Yeah, we're trying really hard to at least have that, even as we're working on the catalog.
And also during Tiruvira times.
Yeah, for sure. I think maybe that we can do.
During Tiruvira times.
We just made that up. Yeah, let's do that. I think, okay, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that too. We'll try.
Okay, so during Tiruvira times and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yes.
That might be a little tough.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. Parikrama is going to start now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
So
coming.
wonderful. What we do now is a treasure for future.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
correctly said, yes.
All of this is for future.
For the future.
And if you do it, out of all thousands of Thevarams, Tiruvol, and Vedas and all those, nothing is written. Not much. At least 10% of them that we are looking at.
Correct.
90% is gone.
Correct.
Because those days they wrote on stones
Palm
and
leaves.
palm leaves and all
Yes.
those are gone.
Ah,
You
We
are
are
right.
making use of the printing and technology, all the
Yes.
tools that
All
we
the
have.
data.
Yes, to
Oh,
preserve
yeah.
those things. Yes, whatever is remaining, we should.
Wonderful, wonderful.
அனுபவமா ஒரு தடவை சுத்தி பார்த்துட்டு வாங்க எல்லாம்.
Yeah, go look around there. Go around and
Thank
look.
All the topics are over here on this side.
You like it?
Topics
Where I
are on
spend my
this
time.
side. The original topics are over. You know what?
So I can do it.
This is all I do. First thing, Amma walked in. She said, "Oh, நல்லா இருக்கு." And I said, "You know whose handwriting that is?" I asked, "Why are the handwriting?" She said,
Yeah, it's so iconic.
and then I said,
That's
"Yes."
handwriting?
Yeah.
And then I said, "You did that." You did it.
So cool.
Actually, how many levels of
Yeah. So do you see? Amma, look at the category cards. That's
on
the ones
sides,
with
right?
the.
I saw this one.
So do you see this handwriting? This is actually Aya's handwriting. It's called Aya font.
I created a font, TTF font with Aya's handwriting. So it's a font now.
Yeah.
But it's not available publicly.
I wanted something of Aya here because it just Jnanapurni Madhvanath Library. I said, Aya, that's not right. That's not right.
We did that, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, and then he's like, no, where is it? And I was like, come on, Aya. Then we were talking, and then we
I did it in one weekend. I brought this
Yeah.
TTF here.
we found a treasure trove of his old drawings, architectural drawings, and other writing. She
from
pulled
there
it
she
everything from that.
I took the digital copies.
His
of
actual
it.
writing, so this is.
So we made a TTF, True Type font. Yeah, with the, so.
Very good. You know what we didn't have was a sign-up sheet for the newsletter or for, we need to do that actually. I asked him for it. Yeah, please, I bring that to it. Because I think that's on the channel.